Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. It is Hermes podcast episode 4 today on the Hermes podcast. What a wild ride we've got here going on, guys and girls. Episode 4 of what was supposed to be a YouTube video is now a 4-part podcast series, and I'm wrapped. I'm really loving this. I love it. I look forward to the recording of the podcast every day. It's amazing to everyone who's listening on, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I post the occasional clip on Twitter. To all those people who are listening to it everywhere, thank you very much. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And yeah, who knows where this will go. Hopefully one day soon we get some guests and maybe a sponsor, or who knows. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to mix it up a little bit today. I'm not too sure how it's going with the whole I'm a gaming brand, but like I talk about real estate. I guess it's because I am a real estate agent as a full-time job, and it's easy to talk about real estate, obviously, but I feel like majority of the stuff's going on in the background is esports related or gaming related. So maybe we will shift to more of a gaming esports dominated podcast. But more, it's not a gaming podcast. It's going to be more about the business and just a bit of a lighthearted, businessy podcast, I think. And it's off the cuff, guys. You got to remember, all right? Yeah, hold up a minute. Hold up. You got to remember, right? This is a bit of fun. It's not I'm just letting people know what's going on in the Hermes world, right? And my real name's Luke, so Hermes is not my real name, by the way. So we're gonna it's all off the cuff. Like, I don't prepare these. I don't have I kind of try and figure out what I'm going to talk about, but I don't prepare these podcasts. This is all off the cuff, raw. It's good shit. It's good fun. Anyway, so what happened in the realm of Team Militia this week? Not much happened this week, actually. I had a couple of investor meetings. One, we're looking at, someone's going to be looking at coming on board, like on the board or like an advisory position for Team Militia. Now, the deal we have, it's not set in stone yet, and nothing's set, but the idea is that, he would come on board, we would pay him a salary, and then he would basically go and get investors for us. So I kind of like the idea of that. He would have a seat at the table, he would obviously be involved, he would get some money, but at the same time, I really... like, we don't want to give up too much of the company at the same time. Like, we could, but I don't know. I feel like I need an exit strategy for this guy to be like, look, yes, come on board. We will pay you a yearly salary, but you need to raise us like $500,000 to $1 million. If you want salary, and like, if we're talking salaries, then at this point, we need to pay him a salary, right? I want to take a cut for my time that I spend doing this. The owners are going to want to have a cut of what they want to do, right? Like, it literally becomes a full-time job at that point. And so what? I want like $100,000. The advisor, he wouldn't get $100,000, like maybe $80,000. Both the owners probably want $100,000 each, right? So what's that? 1, 2, 3. That's 400. Half of our investment is already gone on a salary in 1 year. In 1 year. Like, we can't do that shit. All that money's gone. I mean, to be fair, having $600,000 to spend, like, we could grow the brand exponentially. Like, we would have to be one of the most funded esports teams in Australia at that point. Like that would put us on the map. But well, I mean, what are we gonna do with $600,000? And it's like, I mean, to be fair, I probably wouldn't take $100,000. Like I would probably take $50,000. I'd probably do it like an upfront thing. You know, I want $50,000 up front. Boom, you got me for the year. I'll spend more time doing this. The advisor, yeah, look, we'd pay him a monthly salary that would total $80,000. The owners would take like $1,000 a month, I guess, if they didn't want to do it full time. That would kind of do it. And then obviously everything's monthly. So I guess the good thing is the money wouldn't be pouring out all at once. It would be monthly, so that'd give us a month at a time basically to produce content, get websites up, get merch selling, build the brand, you know, host a tournament, do this, get sponsors. So it'd give us plenty of time to be able to generate income so that the people who do invest are happy. But at the same time, it's like, man, that is so much responsibility. $1 million, even 500,000 would be insane. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that, to be honest with you, that idea. But the other one investor I've been speaking to is just a friend of a friend who does little micro investments. He was considering putting in $10,000. So that's something else we're looking for. I mean, that's something, right? 10 grand. We can hire like a top tier Fortnite pro player for 10 grand. No, for half of that. So there's heaps of things in the works at the moment. There's a lot happening. And we're still, it's going a bit too slow. We really need to start doing shit. We really need to have a website up by now already. We should have had a website. We should have had the apparel designs ready to go and potentially off to manufacturing. We needed that. That should be done. So there's a couple of things that really should have been done already. But again, it's a hobby for these guys, and things aren't going to move as quickly as we want them to move. So there's that. But Team Militia is going strong. A lot of the content creators / competitive players we have are like ranking in the top 20 for FNCS, which is flipping amazing, right? The more they grow, which is good. I think next on the agenda is go through each player one by one and have a look at what they're doing either social media wise or content wise, and like seeing if their spot is worthy. We also considering, like, it's not affirmed, but like considering doing a rebrand of Team Militia. So the Team Militia brand was purchased by Straight and Fob and then has just grown from there. But we obviously want to, I would like to, like, they've okayed it, but make it our own. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that I'm an owner, but make it our own in the sense that, like, let's rebrand it. You know, it's still Team Militia. I don't mind the name. I kind of like it in a way, but just make it more, change the logo up, maybe change the color scheme up a little bit, maybe like a black and white or like a gray, like a dark gray and blue, something like that. And then just make the logo a little bit more, less boxy, more modern-y in a way. But that was just something that we could do to, because if you want to sell apparel, right? If we want to sell apparel, we've got to be able to, we want to expand out of esports. So to expand out of esports, we can't look like we're a gaming brand. Looking like a gaming brand is not going to help the brand. It's just going to limit us to people in the gaming industry. So we gotta expand out of the gaming brand. So like there's a ton of things that I need to do. I kind of watched it. It's funny because I like when I'm talking about these podcasts and I'm talking about Team Militia, all this stuff is like on the fly. It's just kind of what's coming to my mind. And I generally go back and listen to these podcasts after and be like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. It's like my to-do list of things to do, which is good stuff. But yeah, Team Militia's moving along. Not as fast as I would have hoped it would have been. But at the same time, I'm not too bothered. Like again, it's a slow burning thing. We need money until we can actually get some money. It's really hard for us to figure out what's going on. But alas, we now have a Valorant content creator. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that last time. We were in talks with a bunch of guys about joining Valorant on a pro level, but they're very expensive. It's like a salary plus they want a boot camp, which was like 10 grand just in the boot camp. Again, we don't have this type of money. So they're still there, but they're not going anywhere. They're waiting till they get the right offer. Then we're talking to this other guy who's got this 5 guys in Valorant who compete at the highest level, but in like the leagues. So like the tournaments that are played within Valorant, the game, not external. And they were like, I remember it was kind of funny because it's like you've got this kid who's like, we're the best. And basically we want to be in a team, so you should take us on board, but we bring nothing to the table. I was like, I remember when I was like really young, like 18, 19, even like a little bit before, and I started like doing YouTube stuff. And I used to approach companies and sponsors to be like, hey, I'm the best, give me money. And like, they were like, why would we, what is that? What benefit is that to us? It's like, you know, people want to return on their money, especially a business. It's like, hey, by the way, boss, this guy wants money because he's the best. Well, what does he do? He's got like 50 subscribers. Oh yeah, and how much revenue is he going to make us? Probably nothing because he averages 10 views a video. But he's the best, and he said if we give him the money, he'll be able to go off and he'll make the best content and he'll stream every day after we give him the money. Oh yeah, okay. Tell him to start streaming first and then come back to him. And I used to really get, I genuinely really got offended as well, because I'm like, man, fuck these guys. They wouldn't give me the opportunity to like do it. Like I would be so good. They just need to give me money and they need to give me everything first. It's like I wasn't working towards anything. And that just exactly to a T of what this guy was doing in the Valorant space. It was just really funny. It just was really funny how this guy was like, hey, if we perform really well, all you have to do is pay for us to go to the tournaments, and if we perform really well at the tournaments, you have to pay for us for a coach. Oh yeah, fair enough. Like what use is that to us? Again, like what are you doing? Like how are we benefiting from this at all? So, and it's like none of them streamed, none of them had a social media following. So it was like, you want our money. And the thing that really annoyed me, and then I don't have the message anymore, but I was like, I sent him a message being like, where's the return? Like, what's the return for us? And he goes, we'll start streaming once you take us on. And I was like, that was the moment he lost me. Because then they had a tournament like the couple days later, and he's like, they won it, and he came back and was like, hey, can we do this now? We just won another tournament. And I'm like, did you guys stream? He's like, nah, because we don't want to get stream sniped. Stream sniped? Like, these guys have like 50 followers on Twitter, and like all of a sudden they're gonna do one stream and they're gonna have hundreds of people in there and they're gonna get stream sniped on their first stream. I don't think so, but anyway, I said there's delays for that, and I also said you guys haven't streamed. None of you have a profile online, so you expect to go online immediately and have 50 people watching you. Like, what? So I don't think he understood that. He got really pissed off and then left. Like, he told me I just said to him, mate, like, we could take you guys on for free or almost for free, and we would get nothing in return. We would be giving you the platform. We would be giving you money, but we get nothing back in return. Or, you know, we wait 2 or 3 months or 5 months, however long it seems to be taking to get a sponsor or an investment, right? We pay these other guys who want to do the boot camps. Yeah, they cost us might cost us 20, 30 grand a year, but like they'll bring in probably 10, 15 grand a year for us. So like they're costing us 10, which is amazing, right? And then as they progress and we give them the resources, they start making us money, or we break even. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I'd rather wait. It's like, why take a brand that's going to do, like, why take on something and then, like, I don't get it. They were just looking for an easy way out and an easy way into an org to get money, because maybe they couldn't afford to pay or something. I don't know. But they were just looking for an easy way. They didn't get it, and he cracked the shits and left. So now he's just going to go to the next org and be like, hey, we want to do this. Can you give us money? And they're going to get rejected again. And because everyone's going to ask, are you streaming? Are you doing this? Are you creating content? Like, what are you doing to be able to make a brand for us? Which they weren't. Anyway, alas, they are gone. We are still waiting for people to bring us money anyway, so that is not an issue. But I saw that G2 Esports won the CSGO tournament, which was a really amazing. Optic Nature. Oh my God. Nadeshot got married, which was really cool to see. Cenat was arrested for doing a New York City giveaway for a PS5. Now, I don't know if you guys saw these videos that I saw on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. But it was freaking crazy, man. Like, the amount of people that rocked up was like insane. And like, they were smashing cars, and like the police got involved, and one guy got his head thrown through a freaking rear like a back window. It was crazy. Apparently he's been arrested now for, you know, inciting a riot or whatever the laws are in America. But I thought that was absolutely insane to see. And another thing that I found interesting, because as you guys know, Valorant Champs is currently on. And obviously there's 16 teams, 1 trophy. But I thought it was interesting. There was an article that came out that people did the least used agents in Valorant. So apparently Killjoy is the primary sentinel anchor, Jet and Raze fly around, and Sky is the quick hit initiator, and Viper will paint the broadcast green. But they I don't feel like, I mean, it's Killjoy, yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't least picked agents that could help a team win. So Killjoy has a place in Valorant. Yes, Jet and Raze, I'm surprised. I thought Raze is like my favorite. Oh no, Reyna's my favorite. Raze is good. Jet's good. I thought Jet would be more used than what she is, but I guess if she's not, she's not. And Viper, I don't know. Viper's not that good. I don't know. I don't know what. I've never played with Viper, but I just don't see how she's good at all. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Real estate is going well. It's progressing nicely. I got a new listing on Friday or Saturday. I got a message about a guy who would like to sell his house. So that was good. And that's kind of it. Look out for Valorant champs if you're into Valorant. We obviously are not competing in Valorant at the moment, so you can't look out for us. But feel free to give that a watch because Valorant champs is always good shit. FNCS is still week 3 or week 4 we've got coming up. So if you're on social media, check out Team Militia and follow us there. I reckon Sentinels might have it in the bag, but we don't know. Hopefully. And that's kind of the potty, boys. 22 minutes. I don't know how long that's not. Wait, the podcast will get longer as I develop it and I figure things out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the week. I will be back next week for another update. And thank you for everyone that listens. Peace.